November 2022, a company launches a product. Within 5 days, it has 1 million users. Instagram took 2.5 months to reach that milestone. Facebook, 10 months. ChatGPT did it in 5 days. 18 months later, 200 million weekly active users. Revenue? Projected $5 billion for 2024. Company valuation? $157 billion, making it one of the fastest growing companies in human history. But here's what keeps me up at night. They're currently losing $5 billion a year. Every conversation you have with ChatGPT costs OpenAI approximately 36 cents. They're burning through $700,000 per day just to keep the lights on. Microsoft has invested $13 billion betting this works. This isn't a typical success story. This is a high-stakes financial thriller where the world's smartest investors are gambling billions on a business model that's simultaneously revolutionary and potentially unsustainable. If they're right, they'll mint trillionaires and reshape civilization. If they're wrong, this could be the most expensive mistake in tech history, making the dot-com bubble look like a rounding error. Do you want to know how ChatGPT actually makes money, the insane economics behind this AI revolution, and whether this brilliant business model is genius or madness? Let's start. To understand ChatGPT's business model, you need to understand OpenAI's origin story because it's wild. December 2015, Elon Musk, Sam Altman, and several other tech luminaries create OpenAI as a non-profit research lab. Their stated mission: to ensure that artificial general intelligence benefits all of humanity. Noble, right? Beautiful, even. They raised over $1 billion in commitments. No revenue model, no profit motive, pure research. They'd give everything away for free. Models, papers, code, because AI was too important to be controlled by corporations. But here's where reality hits idealism like a freight train. AI research is obscenely expensive. Training a single large language model can cost $100 million or more. The GPT-4 training run estimated between $100 and $200 million. The computing power alone requires thousands of high-end GPUs running 24/7 for months. By 2019, OpenAI faced an existential crisis. They were burning through cash. Their non-profit structure couldn't raise the capital needed to compete with Google, Facebook, and Microsoft, companies spending billions annually on AI. So they did something unprecedented. They created a capped profit hybrid structure, still technically a non-profit parent organization, but with a for-profit subsidiary that could raise venture capital and generate returns capped at 100x initial investment. Translation: we need capitalism's money, but we'll pretend we're still altruistic. January 2023, Microsoft invests $10 billion on top of previous $3 billion, securing 49% of OpenAI's profits until investors get their money back, plus the cap. And then, ChatGPT launches. Here's where it gets fascinating from a business model perspective. OpenAI has 4 primary revenue streams. Revenue stream number 1, ChatGPT Plus subscriptions. November 30th, 2022, ChatGPT launches completely free. Millions flood in. Servers crash repeatedly. OpenAI is hemorrhaging money. February 1st, 2023, ChatGPT Plus launches at $20 a month. The pitch? Priority access, faster responses, and access to GPT-4. When it launched, did people pay? Hell yes. Within months, they had millions of paid subscribers. At $20 a month, even 10 million subscribers generates $2.4 billion annually from subscriptions alone. Revenue stream number 2, ChatGPT Enterprise. August 2023, OpenAI launches ChatGPT Enterprise targeting businesses. Pricing? Not publicly disclosed, but industry estimates suggest $60 to $100 plus per user per month, depending on usage and features. What do businesses get? Unlimited GPT-4 access, data privacy, conversations not used for training, admin controls, advanced analytics, and priority support. If OpenAI has just 500,000 enterprise seats at an average of $80 a month, that's $480 million annually. Revenue stream number 3, API access, the real money printer. This is the big one. Here's where OpenAI prints money. Developers and companies can integrate GPT models directly into their applications via API. You pay per token, roughly per word processed. Pricing. As of 2024, GPT-4 Turbo, around 1 cent per 1,000 input tokens, around 3 cents per 1,000 output tokens. Sounds cheap? At scale, it's enormous. Who uses OpenAI's API? Duolingo, AI tutoring, Stripe, fraud detection, support, Shopify, merchant tools, Khan Academy, personalized learning, Microsoft, Copilot features, thousands of startups building AI-powered products. Industry estimates suggest API revenue could be $1 to $2 billion annually and growing explosively. Revenue stream number 4, Microsoft partnership, the secret weapon. This is the genius move most people don't understand. Microsoft doesn't just invest in OpenAI, they resell OpenAI's technology through Azure OpenAI services. Here's how it works. Microsoft integrates GPT models into their cloud platform. Enterprise customers who already use Azure can access OpenAI models with Microsoft's enterprise support, compliance, and infrastructure. Microsoft takes a cut. OpenAI gets massive distribution and infrastructure they don't have to build. The kicker? Microsoft has integrated ChatGPT into Bing Search, into Microsoft 365 Copilot, $30 per user per month for 400 million Office users, GitHub Copilot, $10 to $19 per user per month, Windows 11 features, Azure Cloud Services. OpenAI gets a percentage of revenue from all of these. The exact terms aren't public, but industry insiders estimate OpenAI receives 20 to 30% of revenue generated through Microsoft's AI products. If Microsoft's AI services generate $10 billion, a conservative estimate, OpenAI's cut, $2 to $3 billion. Let's add it up. Estimated 2024 revenue. ChatGPT Plus, $3 billion. ChatGPT Enterprise, $500 million. API access, $1.5 billion. Microsoft partnership, $2+ billion. Some estimates as low as $5 billion, others as high as $10 billion. That would make OpenAI one of the fastest companies in history to reach that revenue milestone. But here's the crazy part. The cost structure is brutal. Compute costs. Every ChatGPT query requires massive processing power. Estimates suggest running ChatGPT costs OpenAI approximately $700,000 per day, over $250 million annually. GPT-4 queries cost significantly more than GPT 3.5. As usage grows, costs scale almost linearly. Infrastructure, cloud computing, even with Microsoft's help, GPU clusters, data centers, bandwidth, research and development. Top AI researchers command $1 to $5 million plus annually. Training new models, $100 to $200 million per major version. Ongoing improvements and fine-tuning. Talent. OpenAI employs over 1,500 people. Average compensation in AI, easily $300,000 to $500,000 plus annually. Total personnel costs, $500 million to $1 billion annually. Total operating costs, estimated $5 to $7 billion annually. You see the problem? They're potentially breaking even or still losing money despite generating billions in revenue. Now, here's where it gets interesting from a business strategy perspective. Why this could be genius. 1. Land grab strategy. OpenAI isn't optimizing for profitability, they're optimizing for dominance. In platform businesses, the first to scale wins everything. If ChatGPT becomes the default AI interface for hundreds of millions of users, the network effects become insurmountable. Google wasn't profitable for years. Amazon operated at losses for nearly a decade. Both are now worth over $1 trillion. 2. Improving unit economics. AI gets cheaper over time. Efficiency improvements are exponential in this field. If OpenAI can reduce per query costs by even 50% while maintaining pricing, they go from break-even to wildly profitable overnight. 3. The moat is real. Training state-of-the-art models requires billions in capital. World-class AI researchers, scarce. Massive data sets, years of iteration. OpenAI has a 2 to 3 year head start on most competitors. That's enormous in technology. 4. Optionality is infinite. Once you have 200 million users dependent on your AI, the monetization options are endless. Premium features, image generation, video, advanced reasoning, marketplace, sell custom GPTs, advertising, controversial but lucrative, data insights, anonymized, aggregated, Licensing deals. Why this could be disastrous. 1. The burn rate is unsustainable. If they're losing billions annually, they need continuous funding. What happens if investors lose confidence? If Microsoft decides the return isn't worth it? If a recession hits and capital dries up? 2. Competition is coming. Google's Gemini, Anthropic's Claude, Meta's Llama, open source, Mistral, Inflection, dozens of well-funded competitors. If competitors offer 80% of ChatGPT's capability at 50% of the cost, OpenAI's pricing power evaporates. 3. Commoditization risk. AI models might become commoditized, like cloud storage or bandwidth. If the technology becomes good enough and cheap enough from multiple providers, margins collapse. 4. Regulatory uncertainty. Governments are waking up to AI risks. If regulations require expensive compliance, safety testing, or limit capabilities, the cost structure gets even worse. 5. The existential question. What if AGI, or artificial general intelligence, actually arrives? If AI becomes truly capable of replacing human workers at scale, the economic model of subscriptions and API calls might be laughably inadequate for the value created or destroyed. So, what can we learn from OpenAI's insane business model? Lesson 1. Sometimes losing money is the strategy. OpenAI isn't failing because they're losing money, they're investing in market dominance. There's a massive difference. If you're in a winner-take-most market, profitability can wait, dominance cannot. But, and this is critical, you need deep-pocketed believers. OpenAI has Microsoft. Most companies don't have a $13 billion backstop. Lesson 2. Platform businesses require patient capital. Building a platform is expensive. Training users is expensive. Network effects take time. If you're building a platform, you need investors who understand that year 3 losses might enable year 7 dominance. Lesson 3. Pricing power comes from indispensability. ChatGPT isn't selling features, they're selling capability amplification. When your product makes users 10x more productive, $20 a month is a steal. Price on value delivered, not cost incurred. Lesson 4. Partnership leverage is underrated. The Microsoft deal is genius. OpenAI gets $13 billion in funding, Azure's infrastructure worth billions, distribution to 400+ million Office users, enterprise sales force, regulatory cover. Microsoft handles compliance. Both sides win massively. When structuring partnerships, think about complementary strengths, not just capital. Lesson 5. Moats in technology are temporary. OpenAI's lead is real but not permanent. In technology, your moat is only as strong as your rate of innovation. The moment you stop improving faster than competitors, your lead evaporates. Lesson 6. Unit economics matter eventually. You can lose money building a platform, you cannot lose money forever. At some point, the path to profitability must be clear. If it's not, you're not building a business, you're building a charity funded by optimistic investors. OpenAI has a path: efficiency improvements plus pricing power plus scale, but they need to execute flawlessly. So, is ChatGPT's business model genius or madness? It's both. It's genius because they've achieved something unprecedented, building a product that 200 million people use weekly within 18 months of launch. The land grab is working. It's potentially madness because they're betting billions that AI costs decrease faster than revenue grows. Competition doesn't commoditize the market, regulations don't break the model, users remain willing to pay premium prices. Here's my take. As someone who studies business models, OpenAI is playing a game different than traditional companies. They're not optimizing for quarterly profits, they're optimizing for being the AI layer of human civilization. If they succeed, $157 billion valuation will look cheap. We'll look back and laugh that we ever questioned them. If they fail, it'll be studied in business schools for decades as a cautionary tale about burning billions chasing an unproven market. So, which outcome is more likely? Honestly, I don't know. And that's what makes this fascinating. If you're building a business, raising capital, or making strategic decisions in the age of AI, here's what matters. Understand that business models are evolving faster than ever before. The rules are being rewritten in real time. ChatGPT isn't just a product, it's a case study in high-stakes strategic gambling, and we're all watching to see if they pull it off.
If this documentary gave you a new perspective on AI economics, business model innovation, or strategic risk-taking, do me a favor, hit that like button. It signals to YouTube that this deep analysis is valuable. Subscribe to this channel for more breakdowns of the business models shaping shaping our future, from AI to fintech to whatever comes next, and share this with founders, investors, and business leaders who need to understand the economics behind the AI revolution. I'm here every week breaking down the business models that will define the next decade. Until next time, build boldly, invest wisely, and never stop asking, how does this actually make money? Thanks for watching.